What do you make of those figures? Hate crimes have trebled against people in the trans community. What do you make of that?
I'm appalled, actually. And I'm appalled because it's not a surprise, let's be honest. And I think I'm not surprised because of the positive feedback and the exposure we've had as transgender people. We've had lots of celebrities, Caitlyn Jenner, we've had Kelly Maloney, and because of that, I think also because we're out there in the media, I think as a byproduct of that, we're going to attract a lot of this negative exposure as well. I've had that myself, so I'm not surprised in a way, and I am upset about it actually.
And what about since your wedding? It did get a lot of exposure. Yeah. What's it been like since then? Did you get much negative feedback from there?
From the actual day that everything went into the media, the following sort of day, sort of reading, highlights of comments from people online, and especially with some of the more national newspapers, there were quite upsetting comments, appalling comments, to think that people could actually make comments when they don't actually know the person that they're actually making these comments about. But I think it's a lack of education, and I think it's more just because some of these people want reactions, and they like people for them to be the centre of attention, and I think them getting these reactions from everybody else jumping on and sort of commenting gives them a sense of satisfaction. But the comments were very, very upsetting and appalling, to think that these people could actually make these comments about people that they don't even know.
And Kristiana, you're saying that it is the community is much more in the public eye now.
Indeed.
Do you think that could be part of it, that more cases actually being reported because maybe people were too scared to come forward in the past?
Well, yes, indeed. And the thing is, if I could just add to Denise's point as well, one thing I will say, two of the national papers who did stories, actually they were very tasteful and they were accurate, and the words they wrote actually were very good. One of the headlines, I think it was The Sun, did make me smile, which I thought was really quite nice. But the Daily Mail, again, they were actually very complimentary, and I was quite pleased actually. I was actually quite pleased on what they actually wrote.
And what about this term, the hate crime? Do you think some of the negativity that you've had, would you describe it as hate, or would you describe it as maybe ignorance, or how would you describe it?
I would describe it as ignorance. I think in its really extreme form, it's hate. Yes, but I think when you categorise hate, how do you categorise that? Do you categorise it with violence, or calling someone names, or laughing at someone? For me, I would probably say more ignorance than hate. I think hate's a strong word, an extremely strong word. I think in some cases, yes, there is hate, but I think ignorance does breed hate and turn into hate eventually. So it's a very broad term, hate, and I think it's maybe an incorrect term in this case.
And what about living in the county? Do you feel comfortable here? Do you feel at home and happy and accepted?
Undoubtedly.
Definitely.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
Definitely.
I mean, this has been one of the biggest things we've ever done.
Definitely.
Of course.
Definitely.
And if you were to ask me today, do we regret one single thing that we've done about it? No. It's been a wonderful journey, and again today we've been asked to come here, and the journey's continuing. And we're just happy to be here, to have that opportunity to say, look, we're just normal people,
We just come and go to
we're
work.
Just a normal
we
family.
go shopping.
Yeah, we enjoy life.
Things with Stephen. We just do all the normal things normal families do.
Yeah, and as a byproduct of this, and as a byproduct of our experience as a family, we're now trying to help educate and inform people. We're not trying to force feed people. There's no hidden agenda. Transgender people have been accused of taking over, that we're taking over, and everybody has to be politically correct and careful what they say to the transgendered person. Not a case of that at all. We just want to be treated as we are. If
treated as equals.
Yeah, if someone is presenting as a woman, if someone is presenting as a man, then just carry on as normal. You don't have to overthink it. Just, and if you're ever unsure, ask.